Hey guys, Greg here from Citadel Roof Systems. We're here on your roof in Southborough, Massachusetts, and we're just going to walk this with you to show you some of the things that we had found. As we start in your top roof here, and we walk up, you can see that your drain, where the seam is failed right there. And as we continue over here, you can see you have fish mouths. This is common along all of your flashing here. We're not going to walk the whole thing because it's all along it, but you can see as we run the camera along that the flashing is up along the whole perimeter. As we come over here to your unit, you can see this area here where your lap sealant has failed. And this is typical all the way around. You can see this is very brittle. Other places it's gone completely. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but as I push there, you see the water coming up. And that's because you're retaining water underneath that flashing material there. So that's failed as well. That's your typical scene on these units. We'll look at a couple more as we walk over to this other roof here. As we come along here on your parapet wall, you can see that you have holes in your parapet wall, allowing water to come in as well. As we come to your units over here, there's a couple more holes that we see in the curbing. That hole there, as well as you can see that your lap sealant is in the same condition on all of these units. As we come over to this unit here, we have the same thing with a hole right there. As we come over to this penetration here, you can see that you have ponding. That's where the water sits here for more than 48 hours. And what happens as a result is the sun rays come through the water and it acts kind of like a magnifying glass, and it really dries out the membrane. So this membrane is pretty fragile right now. It's very brittle, and you can kind of tell that from looking at it. This is a problem area where this membrane will be failed very shortly and should be addressed. Now this roof here has a slight pitch on it, going from there down this way and down the other way. It's very slight, it's hard to see, but you have your gutters here. And as you can see, right here, where your gutters are, your flashing is cut through here because of the metal flashing underneath it. And so you actually have all of your water running from your peak right down underneath your flashing there and penetrating the building. And then as we come over to the front side here, we'll take a look at some of the holes that we were initially called in for. And as we come over here, you can see they were removing ice at some point, and you can see the gutter is beaten here and there. We can see some more holes through the gutter. There are more areas as we go down there. We won't take the time to go look at them all. But here you can see areas where the membrane has been cut from the shovels. Now we counted about 30 areas like this all the way around going down this wall here. We're not going to look at every single one of them, but I just want to get you guys the basic idea of what you're looking at for holes in your membrane. And as we continue down, each of those coins has multiple holes that they're marking. You can see more here. As we continue down here, we'll come down to this other roof here. We still have holes coming along this edge here. And as we continue to this other roof, we'll see that your flashing down here is in the same material, same condition on these penetrations. See how brittle it is? We call that alligatoring. Your lap sealant is gone, and as we lift this up, you can see all the way around, this has failed, even onto the flashing here on the roof edge. Now what happens here oftentimes is once this lap sealant material fades away, what happens is the water penetrates into that, and then at night it freezes and expands, and then the next day it thaws and penetrates deeper, and it freezes and expands, and it's called freeze and pop. That process happens and causes your seams and flashing to fail. And so as we jump down on this lower roof here, we can take a look at another area where your flashing is. Now if you look at this here, you'll see as we lift it up, it's dirty under there. I don't know if you can see it well with the camera, but it's dirty under there. This is another area where your flashing has failed as a result of this metal underneath poking up through it. And so what's happening is your water is washing down from the peak down here, and it's carrying the dirt with it into the building. It's the same on the back side over there. And this roof is in the same condition as what we just looked at with the other roof. There's some cuts in the cap over there from ice dam removal, and more freeze and pop and fish mouths on this. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put together multiple options for you guys so that you can pick and choose what you wanna do. I would recommend a level 3 tune-up for this roof. The reason being is your seams and your flashing are pretty spent. And so those are definitely a problem. Obviously the holes need to be addressed. Level 3 tune-up addresses all the holes, every single penetration, every single seam, and all of your flashing around the building. And so all of the weak areas on the roof will be fully treated and restored and fiber reinforced. The field of your roof, which is the area of your roof that we're looking at right here, from where the seam is to where the next seam is, this field looks pretty good. I'd say that you guys have 5 years on this. So you could do a full roof restoration if you wanted to. This is a good roof for a full roof restoration, but you could hold off and spend less money on a tune-up to start. If you wanted to do a restoration, it's a great candidate. We're gonna give you a number for that. And the restoration will make it so that this is an Energy Star rated cool roof, so it will be seamless and it will be white, so that you'll be saving energy cooling cost in the summer months. Citadel Roof Systems, 603-969-0968.